Hello again, everyone. Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Racing 2003 season, the Full Circle Racing Designs Next Gen 22 mod, here with the brand new, repaved, rebanked Atlanta Motor Speedway. We are on the outside in our X4 Tides of Avarice Camaro, which came out on Monday this last week. Brandon on the inside, a few rows back in that A-Shock Toyota. Joey Logano on the pole for 32 laps here at Atlanta. 3X fuel and tire wear. So we're definitely coming down for fuel and 4 tires, 2 tires. We'll see what this new track surface gives us as we wait for the green flag. Green flag is out, and this will be a very fast race. We are going to be hauling the mail with multiple grooves and really, really grippy racing surface. To the inside, Austin Cindric down there, as well as Tyler Reddick rolling that outside. Joey Logano drifts up to protect that top, and I believe the top is where we are going to have a lot of momentum. Carrying all of that speed through the dog leg, just cracking the throttle a little bit, and then mat it right back on the floor. It wasn't uncommon to reach speeds of 205 to 210 in the draft going into turn 3, so a very fast racetrack. Not quite a restrictor plate, just hold it wide open, just a crack of the throttle, maybe 90%, and then right back on it. So a lot of on throttle time, and this is definitely going to be a momentum style race as Brandon has that momentum to the inside, followed by Cole Custer. Or no, that's Chase Briscoe. I made that mistake last week. But carrying that speed off, we're clear. We can get down to the bottom now if we wanted to try to roll that bottom. Looks like Brandon is rolling that bottom as well. Ricky Stenhouse to the outside, Suarez, Harvick, and Ryan Blaney on that outside groove as well. 2 and 3 wide. The leaders are not able to break away from anyone, but we are starting to see that single file. We're looking to pit it around lap 16, split this run in half. And these guys are very fast, but their tires seem to fall off very dramatically, more so than mine and Brandon's tires do. So we will be mindful of that when the time comes. Brandon already in the back of Kyle Busch in that 18 Toyota. We'll see if we can find a hole here, sort of roll out, give Brandon that space. Wow. Harrison Burton really packed it in on the bottom. Will carry that speed on the outside nearly to the wall, rim riding. Brandon carrying that to the outside as well from the top to the bottom. I'm sure you will see that in the real race as well, carrying all that speed from the high line and then dropping down below. Chase Elliott put to the outside with his Hendrick teammate of Alex Bowman out there as well in the draft of Kyle Busch, and everyone is starting to single file out here. This is where the fast laps of the race are definitely going to happen, when you can get free of traffic. Kyle Busch bobbles just a little bit and right down to the bottom through the Geico restart zone to the inside of Chase Elliott as well, and down to the bottom under Daniel Suarez, and 3 wide in front. The Stewart Haas guys putting Martin Truex Jr. up top, and Martin Truex needs a good run. It's like he has great early speed these races, but can never quite finish. He's usually involved in incidents, so looking for a good run from that number 19 Toyota today. Wow, Brandon really aggressive to the inside of Reddick and Truex as well, and kind of a body slam, but luckily Reddick had plenty of room to reel it in, and Martin Truex Jr. should be able to take advantage to the inside of Reddick as well. And we'll let Brandon sort of pick through here, get these guys set up, and then we'll just follow through on the bottom if he makes that hole on the bottom. And indeed, we're starting to see that fall off from the tires from the AI. They're really starting to slow up on corner exit. So if we can carry that momentum all the way on corner exit, we'll be able to make up a ton of time. As you can see right there, Kevin Harvick really has to get out of the gas, and that slows his straightaway speed. And a battle for the lead is Denny Hamlin now up front in front of Blaney and Byron. Logano dropped back just a little bit. We'll carry a massive head of momentum down under Kyle Larson. Maybe get Logano by the time we get to turn 1, but we'll think better of it and roll that outside. Brandon putting him 3 wide and up into second, attacking Denny Hamlin. We have Larson to our inside. We'll be able to split that middle, follow Logano down to the bottom, and really nowhere to go here. So we'll just roll through the bottom, let Joey punch this hole for us, and if we can pick up the gas early, indeed we can go 3 wide all the way through the restart zone on the apron. And I'm not for sure if the real Atlanta has that much apron down there at the bottom. The old Atlanta certainly didn't. Grass was further up the racetrack than that, but we are now free and clear. Brandon leads the way. We are now in second. And let's see if we can get away from these guys behind before pit stops. We definitely want clear racetrack behind. We don't want to be run over. I'm sure the closing speed for those cars coming to pit road and those staying on the track is massive. We do not want to get run over. But if we can just stay in Brandon's tire track, sort of poke out, get some air on the nose here, and hold station, we should be pretty fast. Whether or not we're fast enough to catch lap traffic, that will be a thing. If we come off of pit road and they have a slow stop, or they're not, I would say in a pack, but definitely two cars will be faster than one here, it seems, with as much on throttle time as there is here at New Atlanta, if this is any sort of representation of how the real Atlanta will race. But free and clear track in front and behind, and it's tough to dial that AI in. They were wicked fast on the start of the run, and then they just fell off of a cliff. So I don't know if the wear factor INI file would need to be modified a bit to keep these AI cars in the race for longer. But we'll cross that bridge in the fall when we get there, when we come back to Atlanta. Brandon rolling that outside and carrying that momentum, and this is how you can be fast by yourself, is just rim ride and carry that speed, kind of like a homestead. Stay on the throttle, you don't have to turn the wheel so much, you don't scrub off so much speed, and you just carry it, especially with no pack and no pressure behind. Just dipping to the inside, getting air on that left front corner to help us turn a little bit. We don't want to be right behind Brandon and wash up into the wall, but he's definitely taking that highline approach, saving tires, using a little bit more fuel, but we'd have to pit anyway, so it's not like this is going to be a fuel mileage race. And sort of sticking to the highline, plenty of grip up there. It didn't feel too out of control. Pretty stable on that outside, so it'll be interesting to see come Sunday, do we see any rim riders hugging that wall and carrying all that speed down these straightaways. And tire fall off will be another big question. How much will the tires fall off? Will you need to get out of the throttle, or can you hold the throttle through the majority of the run like you can at a plate track? Will be another big question for these team chiefs. And I'm not sure if we're going to go 2 or 4 here. We have plenty of lead. We could probably take 4 very safely, I would say, and have all of the grip available. Even if they take 2, we can make short work of them on the long run, I believe. But we are starting to catch lap traffic. We can see the back of the field there. I believe that is Cody Ware in the back. Or is that Ty Dillon? I am not sure. We'll see when we get up there. Oh, that may be Ross Chastain. Oh, so we're passing Eric Jones. There's Ross Chastain, and Brandon top to the bottom, almost into the back of these guys. Let's come down to pit road if we can and get out of this gaggle. We'll be able to take our 4 tires, fill it up with fuel, and make it the rest of the way. And it looks like they are indeed pitting as well. So pit road will be a very busy place here. You can see our stall just past the start-finish line there. Haley and Timmy Hill in, as well as Harrison Burton. These guys will be on the tail end of the lead lap as we come down. Brandon's pit stall is actually a little bit earlier, and guys are on the wall with the fuel can ready to go. 4 tires and fuel, boys. Let's go. Rights are on, moving to the left sides, and indeed Kyle Larson took 4 tires, as well as Joey Logano, and it looks like the Hendrick guys took 4 tires as well. A little bit of a logjam at the end of pit road there. Brandon 3 wide on pit road exit. Yeah, Brandon lets those guys go. We're a lap ahead of these guys, essentially, so no real need to really push. And there's a bit of banking right here, right below the yellow line. As we blend up, you want to be as close to the yellow line as possible. As the flat, you really cannot get up to speed. But looking in the mirror, we are all clear, and we lost just that much time on Brandon. I would say 2 seconds or so, just coming off of pit road. So getting off of pit road was a little bit of our Achilles heel, but we are back, and we can see all the cars coming off of pit road as well. So we're making up a really good time here. There's Austin Cindric to the inside, and we're blending right here with these cars in front of us. Carrying all that speed and right back to almost 100% throttle 100% of the time. That's Eric Almirola and Tyler Reddick out in front. And if we can start to catch the draft off of these guys and pull away from those guys in the mirror, that would make me feel a little bit better. And of course, lap traffic, if they go side by side, Brandon's going to have to do a little bit of those evasive maneuvers that we saw coming right before pit road, top to the bottom. Couldn't have been that much space between the two. And Almirola goes to the inside. That's going to slow them both down and pull me and Brandon right back to the rear bumper here as we carry all that speed through. They get themselves sorted out. A bit of a slide job from Eric Almirola there in front of Tyler Reddick. Is Brandon going to slide up? Yes, indeed. Brandon gets in line in front of Tyler Reddick. And as you can see, there isn't much speed difference between ourselves and Tyler Reddick, Eric Almirola. Even Haley is holding a pretty wheel. Very close to our lap time. So we make up a lot of time when their tires go pear-shaped. That is for sure. And we're going to try to carry off of Tyler Reddick. And we are about as fast as we can go. And we're not really catching up to Reddick down the straightaway. We'll have to take these turns a little bit better. Reddick washes up just a bit under the 31. We'll take him 3 wide. Reddick almost comes down into our quarter panel there. Oh, Brandon with another sort of slide job. It was just like what we saw with Truex, except this time Almirola into the wall a little bit, rim riding, scraping a bit under Brad Keselowski. We will clear him and just have Timmy Hill out in front. And as fast as this race is going, that may be the last lap car that we get to before the flag. We'll have to see. But we did make up a lot of time there as Brandon had to tussle with those lap cars, making up all that speed. A good turn 4 exit for us. Brandon forced to run the top. We're right on the bottom. We gained on Timmy Hill, but I don't know if we gained that much on Brandon. He carried all of that speed off of turn 2. And we are going to do the same around Timmy. Look to that outside, see if we can roll the top. If Timmy chokes up right there at corner mid, you could sort of see him bottom out and get out of the throttle. Luckily, we were not behind him, so we were able to carry that speed on around. And just 3 cars in front now. Brandon might get that pull down that back straightaway. And if they start going too wide like it looks like they're racing, I mean, that is that Austin Dillon there right behind Harrison Burton? But they definitely look racy indeed. If Austin drops to the bottom under Harrison and makes Brandon's life a little bit difficult, that will be great for us. Dillon thinks about it. Brandon fills that spot on the bottom, though. Will he be able to clear off of turn 2? Yes, indeed. Brandon able to get to the top. We're forced to run the bottom as we're under Balicki, and we get under Dillon and Burton, no problem, into turn 3. And I think this is the time that their tires flip that switch. So it's very possible we will catch up to that group of 4 lap cars as fast as we are going. We just need to take a few tenths out here and there, see if we can maintain. Brandon to the low line. We'll take the top. See if we can carry momentum off down that back straightaway. We're catching a little bit of draft, but the speed difference between us is marginal at best. And this is what we see with these next-gen cars. Cars are very close on lap times. Your fastest laps are within a couple hundredths of each other, so very tough to make up any ground here. Brandon will try the top. We will roll that bottom, sort of doing what the opposite of what Brandon's doing to try to get air on the nose, and we caught up just a little bit down the straightaway. And every inch we can move forward is a better pull down the draft. Brandon under Kurt Busch and Kevin Harvick as well. Oh, sorry, Kurt. Didn't mean to get into you there. No harm, no foul. Kevin Harvick moves out of the way, and the Hendrick guys running the bottom. The mid forcing Brandon up top. We'll carry that bottom and get under Larson. Luckily, Larson will roll out and give us the space in turn 3. but we are set up well right on the bottom, right on that yellow line, catching up to Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin and Ryan Blaney. Really carrying that speed now. Brandon goes to the top. We'll roll the bottom. See if we can split Joey 3 wide. Yes, indeed, right under Brandon. We have to force Brandon up top as he goes around Denny Hamlin and splits it. We're on the inside now. Lap traffic playing a factor here, and we'll complete that pass going into turn 3, but Brandon isn't done. Fighting back on that high line. We'll move up a bit. Brandon cracks the throttle a bit, and it is still, the dogfight is on. And now we have to deal with the lap car of Ryan Blaney. We'll put him to the outside. Brandon will follow us through on the bottom, and a little bit of breathing room here. But those lap cars in front still battling side by side. It looks like Bowman, who is right on the back bumper. If he moves to pass, that's going to be side by side, and Brandon right there within striking distance. If we slip up or wash up like we did right there, Brandon can make up some space. Getting that massive pull off those 2 cars in front. We'll roll the bottom under Ware and squeeze the bottom right under Bowman. Brandon will follow us through right behind BJ. And we had to choke up a little bit. That will allow Brandon to catch up a bit. Right under the 47. Luckily, Jones has given us the very bottom, squeezing him up, but we lost a lot of speed there. White flag is out, and Brandon is right on our rear bumper. 1 lap to go here in Atlanta, and more lap cars in the way. This is going to be a battle for the ages, as Atlanta typically is. We're forced to run up top. Brandon trying to do the same move that we had before. Oh, and it looked like Brandon had to get out of the throttle as we weave those lap cars right to the bottom. We will make him go to the outside. Brandon gets to the outside, maybe a little contact. He went for it, scraped the wall a bit. We will come across the line in first, but a very spirited battle. It wasn't side by side, but definitely within striking distance. A classic race for the 2 of us for sure. So to celebrate Tides of Avarice coming out this week, we take the checkered flag in first. Brandon coming across the line in second. 3rd place goes to Ryan Blaney. 4th place to Denny Hamlin. 5th place to Joey Logano. 6th place to Kyle Larson. 7th place to William Byron. 8th place to Kurt Busch. 9th place to Kevin Harvick. And rounding out your top 10 is the 10 of Eric Almirola. So lap 30, there was the move. We squeeze Joey Logano side by side, splitting Denny Hamlin 3 wide. Brandon into the wall just a little bit, and it's a drag race down that back straightaway into turn 3. Good hard racing between us, and it's always just a 10th or 2 between us at any given time. A very great battle for the 2 of us. Really great fun. Looking at the standings after Atlanta, we move into the points lead with our 2 wins, 5 points over Brandon. Bubba Wallace is your cutoff driver, just 1 over Christopher Bell, and 3 from Bowman, Elliott, and Reddick, with 2 to Kyle Busch, 3 to Harrison Burton, 9 to Daniel Suarez. So from 13th down through the mid-20s, still anyone's race for the cutoff, and the first real wild card of the season comes up with Circuit of the Americas. So some road racing next week, but that will do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for Austin. Take care.